So welcome back to Networking Fundamentals. And so let me just remind you of what you should have already learned. If you're coming into this thing, it's the first thing you've seen, let me encourage you. You have to go back and watch the initial pieces of this thing where we talked about the big network and talked about convergence and IP. We talked about the OSI model and the importance of understanding some of those concepts, because I'm going to tell you, we're going to dive in here in a few minutes. We're going to build a network, and we're going to really depend on us being able to speak the language of OSI. We talked about cloud and what the cloud does and how the cloud channel works. That was all things that you should already have under your belt at this point. So that today, in this session, we're going to build a network for ACME Corporation. You'll hear me refer to them as ACME Products. They're a products company, and they started their business in 1995, Joe and Susan. And so we're going to walk through our little scenario here with Joe and Susan. They start their business in 1995, and so ACME will have its own sort of timeline as we go through. There will be times when I have to say, okay, now things are like this, and I'll try to keep those straight in your head. But we're going to see this network, we're going to see computers and the computing system for ACME Corporation really develop over time. Joe and Susan, they start their business. They really do need to collaborate. And so Susan's the more marketing-minded, and Joe's the more technical and sales-minded. And so Joe's the technical one, and so Joe realizes that they need to connect their computers together so that they can collaborate. And so Joe creates for them the most simple network possible, which is with just a cable between these two computers. And it really does work that way. And so he puts a cable there. It's a special kind of a crossover cable. It allows them to communicate back and forth. And we've seen these network adapters in computers. You're right, you kind of know it when you see it. On the back of the computer, there's that port, that special port. And on the laptop computer, there's that network port, that Ethernet port, if you will. Now, why am I showing you all this? Probably something you already get. It's my excuse to talk about Ethernet.